stability, guidance, and hope. Through her time at Restoration House, she gained the support and confidence she needed to build a new foundation for herself and for her daughter. Today, Kovia is a self-love and empowerment coach and serves as a community liaison for a domestic violence program, where she uses her story and her voice to inspire and support other women who are rebuilding their lives. Can we give a hand up for Kovia?
Because I'm really nervous. So, good evening, everyone. It is really amazing to see so many beautiful and generous people here tonight to support the Restoration House. My name is Kovia, and right now you just know my name. But by the time we leave here tonight, I hope you remember my story and why supporting the Restoration House and sharing their mission is so important. Someone wise once said, it takes a village to raise a child. Not only does it take a village to raise a child, it takes a village for the Restoration House to have the resources they need to be the village for so many mothers starting their journey on motherhood. I am so grateful that the Restoration House is my village when I needed help and support on my motherhood journey. I know it has been a lifeline for so many mothers on that journey. My motherhood journey started what feels like a lifetime ago and a few short years, all at the same time, because my baby turned 13 yesterday. And she's definitely with me. I found myself starting my journey of motherhood, growing a tiny human while in an abusive relationship that I didn't know was abusive at the time. I was working an $8 an hour job, watching my worst fears come true. What are my worst fears, you ask? Becoming a mother to a little girl. I wasn't sure I could be a good mother to or have the resources to care for properly. Becoming a mother was my worst fear because of the rough relationship I had with my own mother. I promised myself I wouldn't have the same relationship with my daughter, and I promised myself I would avoid having a daughter as much as possible. But you know what they say, make a plan, and the Most High is gonna laugh. And boy, she laughed at me. So I was terrified I wouldn't be the mother this little baby needed, and I was worried about how I would provide her with all the essentials, and how in the world I could give this tiny human the life she deserves to live with all the love and resources and everything I was going through in the abusive relationship, not having a stable career, and all of my fears about being a mother. Even though I was terrified with those things going on, I believe the Most High brought me a resource that would help me find my footing to be the best mother and provider I could be for my child. Even though my relationship with my mother was strained, she told me about the Restoration House. She gave me something that neither of us knew would bring me the support I so desperately needed. So I made the call to schedule an appointment and come in and meet with one of the advocates. I didn't know what to expect, and of course that shot my anxiety through the roof. I was terrified I'd be judged, and I was ashamed that I even needed the help. When I got there, instead of being judged, I found compassion and people who didn't see me as a mistake or as a failure, but as a woman who was capable of becoming the best mother I could be for my child, if only I had the resources, support, guidance, and love to get there. I never forget the day I sat in the office at the Restoration House crying my eyes out. That may sound small, but for me, crying in front of another human is huge. I don't cry in front of just anyone, and if I am crying, I'm either really safe or really, really overwhelmed. And that day I was both. In that moment of sitting in the Restoration House's office, I felt safe and heard. They listened as I poured out my fears about her dad, my worries about how I would provide, and my doubts about myself. And then they did even more. They gave me the tools, knowledge, and real help. They gave me the necessities I need that my baby would need, like diapers, wipes, and bottles, and a car seat. And those things may sound small, but for me, they were everything. They lifted a weight off my shoulders so I could focus on becoming the best mother for my baby and figuring out a way for both of us. The Restoration House didn't just give me those material things though. They gave me hope and compassion. They gave me the confidence to believe I could be an amazing mother I wanted to be. They gave me a safe space to discover who I was spiritually, emotionally, and as a woman. They gave me the peace of mind that everyone deserves when entering one of the most rewarding and scariest journeys of their lives. Because I had the help of a village called the Restoration House, I stand here today no longer that terrified 21-year-old woman, worried about how I can provide for myself and my child, or if I can be a great mother. I stand before you today a self-love and empowerment coach who helps women who struggle with self-worth finally prioritize self-love and personal growth. I'm also the community liaison for a domestic violence agency, and most importantly, I am a strong, loving mother I have always dreamed of being for my child. I often think about what would have happened if the Restoration House hadn't been there for me. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know what my child's early days would have looked like, and that's why this place is so important. Because there are countless women right now, just like I was at 21, who are scared, who don't have support, and who are trying to figure out how to raise a child in the middle of chaos. But when they walk through the doors of the Restoration House, they deserve to feel the same love, safety, and support and hope I received during the scariest time of my life. With the support of generous people like you, this type of love and support can be possible. Every dollar you give just isn't a donation. It's diapers, wipes, car seats, counseling, safety, and dignity. It's a chance for women to believe in herself again, and a chance for a baby to grow up in a safe and loving environment. You are not just giving money, you are giving life, stability, and hope for families who desperately need it. I am living proof of what the Restoration House can do. When I had nothing, they gave me a leg up. When I doubted myself, they believed in me. And because of them, my daughter and I are thriving today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting this work. And I ask you to please keep supporting it so more women like me can stand here before you today, strong, grateful, and